Hi, this is Joe, Hey Kid Nice Robot.
And I'm Luke, also known as 0019 on the site.
And we're going to be taking a look at Shaun White's snowboarding. And have you ever played any snowboarding? Like Amped or any of the old snowboarding games?
SSX a little bit. I was never really all that into it.
Yeah.
I was more of the, Tony Hawk kind of guy.
Yeah, skateboarding games like Tony Hawk were so good because you could like stay in a spot and get tricks done. But snowboarding was always so difficult because there'd be like one spot you really want to hit and then you'd be past it and then you'd be at the bottom of the mountain. So this is taking the best of like an open world environment, throwing you on a mountain and just allowing you to kind of have fun with your friends and trying to give you a real snowboarding experience. So we just finished our first 45 minutes of Shaun White snowboarding, and I guess we had some like kind of high expectations going in.
Yeah, I don't know if the expectations were high so much as it's been a slow year for this style of game. Yeah. So maybe I was hoping for something to kind of fill that gap
the
until
extreme sports game.
The extreme sports game gap, yeah.
What do you think?
It's fun, but I don't know if it's fun enough for me to play for the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's fun, but as a person who still, from time to time, puts skate in and plays around, it's too forgiving. It holds your hand as you're doing jumps, getting on rails, and you don't really feel like you're doing anything. You feel like you're watching yourself do something cool, but you don't know how you got there.
Right. There's no sense of accomplishment in these tricks because it's so simple, and it's not a bad thing that it's that easy because it makes it more accessible and a little bit more fun and arcadey. But the fact that I don't really feel like, yes, I finally nailed that trick because as soon as I hit a jump, I'm just, boop, oh man, look at that, I did a triple backflip just by holding it left in a bumper.
Yeah, and with a game like Skate where they're making it realistic and they're mapping a lot of stuff to like the analog stick where they're saying, all right, you have complete control over your guy. They sort of did the same thing in this where it's like you have your complete control over getting off your board, running around, throwing snowballs, but there's too many things that they forgot about tricks.
Right.
And I'm sure as you play and get a little deeper into it and you get used to the controls, it might be there, but in the first 45 minutes I didn't see it. It's I think that Skate was such a success that in Skate you could only learn to do the tricks better.
Right.
From the start you could pull off any trick, but you just the more you played it, the better at it you were going to get. Like we were just pulling off stuff that we had no right pulling off. They're focused on making you look good doing tricks.
Yeah.
That you're kind of losing the sense that you're actually doing the tricks.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for the game, supposedly you being a beginner kind of thing. I don't know if that's the story that they're going to proceed with, but at least that's the way it appeared. Whereas here, everything's already mastered. You just have to know which way to hold the stick properly.
So it doesn't seem to reward you when you pull off a huge trick. It's like, hey, you got 450 points, but then you're like, well, great. I don't really know how I got them. That seems to be lacking. But as far as the story goes, to actually make you keep moving forward, what did you feel like?
To say that I care about my character and progressing his career and becoming buddies with Shaun White, not really.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to emulate you becoming friends with Shaun White, but that's not really happening.
In this, it's like I want to become buds with Shaun White.
Right, and again, it goes back to the sense of accomplishment. What exactly are your goals? I mean, yes, your goal is to score points on this run, but for what?
Yeah.
There's all these different mountains, but how different are these mountains going to be? Like, we went to Japan just for that minute, and the only difference seemed to be giant animal balloons.
Yeah, exactly. Something that they were saying was that this is an open world environment. It's an open mountain environment. I didn't see anything that previous snowboarding games had. It's like they were all open in the fact that you would start at the top and you could choose your path going down to the bottom.
That's true.
It's the community is a big aspect where you can play on the mountain with your friends. Oh, dude, I'm down at this part of the mountain, or so you can be spread out and like calling your friends over. But aside from that, it didn't really feel too different. It looked good as far as the environment, but the way you interact, we saw some real.
Yeah, there was some just dead stopping when you missed something. Collision detection was a little off.
Terrible clipping.
Yeah, terrible clipping. I mean, but I understand a little bit with the snow, because you don't ever know if it's gonna be deep, if your guy needs to like wade in it. That's fine. But when you're like stuck in a ramp, that kind of thing, and your character was very rigid on the board, except for the backpack, which I guess was fluttering.
You're looking at the back of your character the whole time, and your bag's just fluttering. But that actually leads into a problem I think we both had with the sense of speed.
Right.
Now, I don't get the sense of speed aside from your bag shaking, you don't get that that rush. I don't think of bombing the mountain.
Everything else is moving at the same rate, no matter how fast you're going down this mountain. Like the trees don't get any blurrier,
which is probably more realistic. But again, it's this is a game.
Yeah, you want to feel like you're actually moving.
When you're trying to evade an avalanche, or when you're trying to move up to a new trick or something, there's always something that's slowing you down.
Right.
But and the sound was good. The sound let you know that you were going fast, and the sound of the snow and kind of ambient friends in the mountain yelling at you and stuff.
Yeah, people were talking back, the crunch. It felt good.
But after 45 minutes, you're gonna keep playing.
Maybe if somebody else picks it up and I'm over their house for the day, but I'm not going to keep playing on my own.
Yeah, I think this is about enough for me. I think I'm done.
Yeah, thanks for watching us play snowboarding. Shaun White snowboarding, not Snow White, Shaun boarding.